R2, dog, I ain't even been feeling like doing this, but let's get it. Yeah, it's probably really glad we're up. BIP Red Dot 1.
The O is for the 16 ounces that's in a whole pound. They really out here feeling my music. Shout out the whole town. K is for the killers I know who keep the 4 pound. You give an inch, he taking a mile like it was fourth down. The L is for the ladies for sure. I mean the real ones who out here working hard for they.
What's up, world? What's up, YouTube? It's your boy R2, and hey, man, we back with another banger. You know what I'm saying? So go on, grab your popcorn and your cold drink, and go on over there and hit that like button, and then hit that subscribe button. And after you do that, hit that bell. So when I drop these bangers, you be one of the first ones to put your eyes on it. You know what I'm talking about? What's good? Man, hey, first and foremost, I want to shout out all the supporters, man. The people who are pulling up for these videos, and the people who are pulling up to hear me talk and hear me speak and hear me, you know what I mean, do my Dougie. I appreciate y'all, man. I love y'all, and that comes from the heart. You know what I'm saying? We all know, that everything that you know what I mean, any field of work or any hobby that you have, if you want to be successful, you have to be consistent and you have to show up for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Not for nobody else, just for yourself. You know what I mean? So for all my people out there, all the youngsters who watching me, if you inspired by this, I love it. You know what I'm saying? If you feel like you want to do content creation, do it. Don't let nobody tell you that you can't do nothing, and don't let nobody be a dream killer. You know what I'm saying? Because when you start to share your ideas with people and you start to, you know, try to reach out to people and let them know what you're thinking in your head, you know what I mean? Because everybody's got a dream and it starts in your head. And, a lot of people don't believe in dreams. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of people dreams have been shot down by so many people that they start to think it's normal to, shoot down the next person's ideas and dreams. You dig what I'm saying? So don't let nobody ever stop you or tell you that you can't do nothing. And that's my message for today. That's my positivity. You know what I mean? That's my gem that I'm dropping to everybody. And let's get into the story, man. Now, y'all know we've been talking about this road trip turned deadly. You know what I'm saying? Road trip turned deadly. And here we go, man. We part 3. Now, I apologize to the viewers, man. I apologize to my, to the people involved in the case that I didn't get these letters out sooner. We all was under the impression that Mr. Carter wrote one letter and that was just that, but that's far from the truth. And I know, even when I heard about this case and even when I sat and thought about it, and just knowing the two guys from Oklahoma that's involved, Carter and Threets, you know what I'm saying? Just knowing these two personally, I knew that it had to be more to the story, and it's definitely more to the story. And we about to dive right into the content, man. I want to say this to anybody that's been wanting to reach out to Tyree. I got y'all, man. If y'all want to reach out to Tyree, if y'all need his information, there it is. I'm gonna give y'all a few seconds to get it down, get his name and his address. That's all you need. He don't have a DOC number yet, or he's not in prison. He's still innocent until proven guilty. So he doesn't have a DOC number. You don't need a DOC number or anything like that. All you need is that information right there. I'm gonna keep it up for a couple more seconds, and then I'll take it off, and then we'll put it back up towards the end of the episode, just in case somebody who may or may have missed it. You know what I'm saying? So after no longer we gonna delay this. Let's get into this other letter, man. We got 2 more letters. So we got a letter from Mr. Carter, and we have a letter from one of the suspects in the situation, and y'all gonna understand what I mean by the situation after we check out these letters. So I'm gonna put them on the screen, and then I'm gonna read them, myself. I'm gonna put them on the screen for y'all, and then I'm gonna read them myself, so that way we can all keep up with what's going on. Give me 1 second. These phones, man, they so. Okay, 1 second, y'all. I'm sorry, man. All right, here we go. All right, so let's jump right into it. Now, here is another letter that was written by Mr. Carter. Here's another letter that was written by Mr. Carter, okay? So, you guys who watched episode 1, we read that letter. Here's the second letter that's written by Mr. Carter, and it says verbatim, Dear Miss Carla Gibson, my name is Broderick Carter. I'm writing you about my case. I'm really just writing you to clear my name and Tyree Threet's name. We never did anything wrong to my brother JT. I promise you that. The only thing I did wrong was bring pounds of weed to my little brother. We never was into it with each other. We both loved one another. We would FaceTime each other every day and both play our games together with each other online. But one thing I would never do is bring harm or cause them to or cause harm to my own brother. Y'all gotta excuse me, the handwriting is kind of shaky. Them two young dudes came inside my brother's house to rob me. I was their target. I want to say I told you so, man, because I felt that it, just knowing these two, I knew that it had to be a situation gone bad. So let's continue reading this letter. So he was their target the whole time, not my little brother. Only thing my brother was trying to do was protect me and him by grabbing for his gun. Then the two boys, Logan and Kari, start shooting my brother up. I'm willing to testify on both of them, like I will get on the stand for you and all of that so you can get your conviction. I'm not a bad person. I'm a married man with 15 kids, plus I own a dog kennel of Frenchie puppies. Then me and my wife was just about to open our own weed shop in Oklahoma City. I'm a family man, not a killer. I do not hurt people. I will do anything you need me to. I'll even go work undercover and help you build up cases on people to help you get your conviction rate up. I'm willing to be your personal CI. All I'm doing is asking you to please help me, and believe me, if I did a crime, I would do my time, but I'm not doing no time for a crime that I did not do. Miss Carla, I'm ready and willing to help you build your case up on those two boys. I have nothing to hide. That's why I gave a statement without a lawyer. I did not shoot my brother nor break in. Me and my brother was inside smoking weed, looking at Frenchie puppies. I'm ready to testify. Signed, Broderick LaDon Carter. Now, I know, man. I know what y'all saying, and I apologize that somehow I skipped over this letter the first time, because when the case first happened in 2022, I was aware of these two letters written by Carter, and I just didn't think about it when it came time to do. The information was kind of spread out, so I had to do a little more digging, and here we are. So let's talk about the first letter, man. Let's talk about, well, this is the second letter that we've brought to the storyline. So let's talk about this one right here that's written by Mr. Carter. Man, like I said, when I seen this case, and I really took a hard look at the case, just from watching, you watch First 48, CSI, you try to stay on top of the, me personally, I'm a crime show watcher. I love watching crime shows. So, just the solving started to go off in my mind once I seen this case, and just knowing these two people and their character, I just felt that it wasn't, that wasn't just a clear cut story. Like, going to Arkansas and end up your stepbrother getting killed. I never really, in my mind, I never thought Carter or Threets, were directly responsible for the, because why would you hurt your stepbrother? You know what I'm saying? It take a person who's not mentally there to do some heinous stuff like that to your own stepbrother. And just from knowing Carter, and I just didn't get that vibe from the situation, is what I'm saying. So here we are. Now we're getting more of a aha. You know what I'm saying? And this next letter is really gonna put the pieces together for us. So without further ado, man, let's go ahead and check that out. Let's get rid of that one, and then let's bring this one up. And here's the kicker. So let's get right to this one. Now this letter is from Kari, one of the two boys from Arkansas that were arrested in this whole case. So here we go, and I think this is going to bring a lot of the dots to connect for us. Here we go. My name is Kari Harris. I would like to confess and clear two of the guys that you have locked up for what me and my friend Logan did on November 5th on Oxford Street in El Dorado. Truth is, we got a tip from one of the guy's cousins who is from Oklahoma that be coming down with pounds and always has a lot of money on him. So it would be an easy, sweet lick for us to hit and get away with because neither guy never carries a gun on them. That was the first time ever meeting those guys. And the only way we knew of because of his own cousin. Now I'm reading this stuff verbatim. You can see how trash this handwriting is, and I'm pretty sure y'all can see what I'm having to deal with here. So I'm reading it just as I'm seeing it. You understand? So now, basically he's saying that the only reason they knew of these guys coming with weed is because of the cousin. But I don't want to say his name. So me and Logan plan to rob the brother and friend plus the stepbrother, and we never meant to kill nobody. Things went bad. When we ran inside the house, the brother and friend gave up their stuff that they had, but the stepbrother moved wrong, and I shot him with my .45 caliber, and Logan shot him with the AR-15. The brother and friend did not have a clue what was about to happen. Me and Logan planned this from the jump. Them two guys from Oklahoma are innocent, had nothing to do with it. After the shots, Logan grabbed the PS5 and I took iPhone and bags of weed and some pills. I only wrote this to clear the two dudes' name because me and Logan planned everything after talking to my family. It is only right to tell the truth. What happened that day on November 5th, I know it was wrong, and I am sorry, and I'm willing to pay for my actions. I was scared. That's why I ran. It was me and Logan, nobody else. Signed, Kari Harris. Now, I'm going to let y'all take that in for a second. And one thing, man, I'm just kind of disappointed in Mr. Carter because it seems that the letters that you wrote, you didn't have to because the young man was going to turn around and confess anyway. And honestly, you know, I feel like you make the world look at you in a different aspect. You know, like basically like the cat's out the bag. You know what I'm saying? Because now you ruined your name, you know, over a situation and you could have just sat tight for a second because you're gonna have to sit anyway. Let's be clear, this is a capital murder case. Punishable by lethal injection. This is a serious case. So even though you and your partner took a trip to go get rid of some pounds and end up in turn getting robbed unexpectedly and it went bad and your stepbrother died in the situation. Man, I got a heart, so I feel bad for the stepbrother. I feel bad for the stepbrother, man. I feel bad for Mr. Carter, and I feel bad for Tyree because it's like, I feel like Tyree got caught up in some BS. You know what I'm saying? Tyree got caught up in some BS. Now, I'm pretty sure if two people, and we just speaking from our opinion here, and I ain't got no bias in this situation, even though I know the two people that are being, allegedly, charged with capital murder and allegedly, looked at as responsible for the stepbrother's death. Because in this situation, you gotta look at it like this: if the police pull up to a situation like that and look at the scene and say, "Damn, we got a body here with 11 gunshot wounds," ring camera seen guys running out of the location, so we don't know what's going on. And then they grabbed two guys from Arkansas, two young guys, might I add. They were both 18 years old at the time. So you grab two guys from Arkansas, and then you grab two guys from, Oklahoma, and now you're trying to figure out what really happened. And it's like, four people can't kill one person. You understand what I'm saying? So the letter was eventually going to get written by the young kid, is what I'm saying, because I'm pretty sure his parents put pressure on him like, you did what? You 18 years old, you still a baby. So I'm pretty sure his parents, if they any kind of parents at all, I'm pretty sure that they, immediately told him that, hey man, you got to go turn yourself in. You got to admit to what you did. And I'm pretty sure they got jailhouse phone calls from him calling home to mom, because when you're an 18-year-old and you fresh murder case, the first person you want to call is mama. Let's be honest. First person you want to call is mama. And she gonna ask you straight up, what'd you do? What happened? What's going on? She need to know what's going on. And as a kid, 18 years old, you just killed somebody. You're a nervous wreck, man. You know what I'm saying? You scared for your life. You don't know what's gonna happen to you. Now, I want to point out that Tyree said that one of the guys went to trial and got acquitted. Now, I did some further research into that, and one of those guys did go to trial and get acquitted. And you can just guess who it was, because let me get this picture of Logan up here. We all know Logan is not a black name. That's not a typical name that you're gonna see a black person have. And that's Logan. And even in this situation, it's still not, it's still not it's still not a name that a black person would have. So I'm going to assume that he's white. And when I assumed that, I had to go look and check. And sure enough, he's a white kid, 18 years old. And to what I believe, he's the one that got acquitted. And it's no other reason why this kid got acquitted other than white privilege. Okay? Because I'm thinking like this. And this is a picture of Logan here. This is Logan. I don't have a picture of Kari, but I guarantee you he's black. So now you got two guys coming up from Oklahoma to bust a play. They get robbed by this young man and another kid, 18 years old, both 18 years old at the time. Get a good look at Logan. I want y'all to get a good look at Logan. And I don't want to seem like I'm taking the racist, like we gonna try to make this a race thing. But let's be honest, okay? Let's be honest for a second here. We got little Logan right here. Let's be honest. I feel like he either is connected to somebody out there in that town, because now Kari wrote the letter and said that he shot him with the 45, and Logan had an AR-15. So either when they examined the body of the stepbrother, they found no AR-15 rounds in his body. He must have died. He must have got shot by only 45 rounds. And him being scared and holding the AR-15, he may not even shot. This is the other side that, we just trying to rationalize why he would get acquitted. I'm fully aware of why Carter and Threets are still locked up, because you got to understand, it's a such thing as called in commission of a felony. That's just like if me and my partner go to sell some trees to somebody and somebody try to rob us and my partner get killed, they gonna charge me with the murder. I'm gonna get charged with the murder too. Basically negligent homicide. Somebody died while y'all was trying to do wrong. You know what I'm saying? But what I can't understand is why he would go to trial and get acquitted. Of course, he probably told it all on Kari. Of course, he put it all on Kari. So I'm thinking like this: if they examined that body and they didn't find any AR-15 rounds in the deceased, then I would understand him walking on the capital murder case, because none of your bullets did the damage to the body. But you attempted the robbery though, so still you should be in some kind of trouble, right? But I guess that wasn't the charge. He was acquitted of the capital murder charge. Now you just have Tyree left. And Carter and the Kari kid. So now, hold on, y'all. We got to get this back straight. Okay, so now you got the Kari kid. So now you got the Kari kid left, and he's already admitted to what happened. So yeah, man, it's a crazy story, but like I always said, and we're gonna go back to this, to the youngsters out there, man. You don't need to, you need to learn how to be yourself, hang with yourself, and watch who you call your friends, man. Watch who you call your friends, because at the end of the day, all you got is you, man. All you got is you. And I'm not going, and I don't have no ill feelings towards Carter or anybody involved in this situation, man. Hey, you live your life the way you want to. I'm going to pray for y'all. I'm going to pray for you, brother. Carter, you got my prayers. Tyree, you got my prayers, man. Y'all still my homeboys at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? And it could get tricky like this for anybody, man. It could get tricky like this for anybody. So basically, let's recap. Basically, in November of 2022, two black men from Oklahoma City that I just happen to know go to Arkansas with the intent of selling some pounds. They got an inside man in Arkansas, which is the stepbrother. But little do they know, the people who are potential buyers have already got an inside tip from somebody in Oklahoma City. Did y'all catch that? They got a tip from somebody in Oklahoma City that these guys be coming up to Arkansas all the time with pounds and lots of money on them with no guns. So where did that information come from? Somebody in Oklahoma City gave them a tip that, gave the robbers a tip that these guys be coming up to Arkansas with pounds of weed, lots of money, no weapons. Did y'all pay attention to that? I caught that, because it makes me wonder, who knows both parties? You understand what I'm saying? And Carter was throwing parties, or had threw a party up there in Arkansas. So if you attended that party, they gave you a little time to network in the town. You know what I mean? Now, what's the chances of the Kari and Logan kid actually knowing somebody from Oklahoma? What's the chances of that? I don't know. But from that letter, we read that they got a tip from somebody in Oklahoma City. Somebody's cousin that they didn't want to, disclose the name of. You understand what I'm saying? So It's tricky, man. And that's why I say stay away from people, man. You just never know, because it seems like to me that they went to Arkansas to bust a play, but somebody had already, you know what I mean, hit the alarm on the play and let them know that these guys is an easy, sweet lick. You know what I'm saying? So did the stepbrother set it up? I mean, it's very highly unlikely, because you set it up just for you to die. Rest in peace to that brother. You know what I'm saying? My heart goes out to his family. But these are just things that you got to take a look at, man. And to save yourself from all of this, young people, to save yourself from having to go through any of that, just mind your business and stay to yourself. You don't need a crowd of people. You have to watch the company that you keep. I cannot stress that enough. Go get you a job. Go get you a trade. Leave the streets alone. Any kind of drug deal can go bad at any time. You could be selling somebody a ounce of weed and they can turn around and rob you. I know somebody who got robbed for an ounce of weed, got shot over an ounce of weed. You never know how broke somebody else is living, what kind of situation they in. They feel like it's either this or nothing. So they willing to take your life for them little bullcrap pounds of weed. You know what I'm saying? Them little mid-grade pounds of weed. They willing to take your life for that crap. You know what I'm saying? So you got to watch, the situations that you put yourself in, man. Because now, look at Tyree. Look at Tyree. He caught up. You know what I mean? Facing capital murder, lethal injection, just from trying to go with somebody to bust a play. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. We got to, as young men, I need y'all to start thinking for yourselves. Make your own decisions, man. This is my whole reason for doing this story, man. Because I want to talk to the youngsters, man, because I see it too much. You know what I mean? If you got a child in the house right now that's between the ages of 13 and 17, you need to have them by the collar. I don't care that they say, oh, you overparenting, you being up the kids' ass. Well, you need to stay up their ass, because obviously it gets bad. And those 18-year-olds, why were they out trying to rob somebody, bro? You know what I'm saying? At 18 years old. They wasn't trying to go to welding school. They wasn't trying to go to carpentry school. They wasn't trying to go to electrical school. They wasn't trying to go to plumbing school to go get a trade. They out there trying to rob somebody for some funky-ass pounds of weed. 18 years old. 18-year-olds, man. You know what I'm saying? 18-year-olds, man. And y'all seen the picture of Logan. Come on, man. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. We got to be smarter with our decisions. We got to be smarter with our decisions, man. You know what I'm saying? And now you in a sticky situation to where you feel like you got to write these Hail Mary ass letters and say that you will be an undercover cop and all of that. It's just a bad situation. Because now you looked at as a chump. You know what I'm saying? By doing that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's not no street stuff. And that's goes to my next point. Kids, children, young men, the streets don't exist. All that real nigga this, real nigga that, it don't exist. It's a facade. It's fake. The same standards that the street niggas try to get you to oblige to, they break them every day when it's convenient. Now, why would you want to be a part of something like that? Get your ass out the street. Take your ass home. Listen to what your mama say. Because your mama, your grandma, your auntie, I don't want to hear that I ain't got nobody. You got somebody. Grandpa, grandma, mama, daddy, cousin, sister, niece, nephew, somebody telling you to do right. If you don't got nobody around you telling you what's wrong and right, you need to find new friends. If you don't have nobody around you that's willing to tell you when you wrong, you need to get away from that person. Or you need to find you some new friends to hang with. If you got anybody that's trying to entice you to do some wrongdoing, go out of town with pounds of weed, the answer is hell no. I want this to be a lesson to the youngsters out there, man. My young partner Tyree would love for the kids out there to understand and get something from his story. And I call it his story because he the only one in this situation that done kept it solid and ain't did no flaw. You know what I'm saying? He ain't wrote no letters. He ain't spoke out and said nothing, and I gave him a chance to. I personally gave him an opportunity to speak and say what he wanted to say, and he could have threw somebody under the bus, but did he? No, he didn't. And they don't make them like that no more. You dig what I'm saying? So everybody out there who has been inboxing me and questioning me how to get in touch with Tirade Threes, there it is right there. You got it right there in front of the screen. I've been having it up there damn near the whole episode. You got it right there. There it is. Send him all the fan mail you want because he's a solid young brother. You got to tap in with your boy. You know what I'm saying? If it's something you want to tell him or something you want to talk to him about, hit him up, man. Write him a letter. He'll write you back. You know what I'm saying? And youngsters, hear me, man. Before we close this episode out, hear me, man. I need y'all to think before you make decisions. Just because your partner, you know what I mean, think it's cool, or just because your partner think it's okay to do, you need to reevaluate it for yourself and make that decision yourself. Don't let your friend make a decision for you. You know what I'm saying? Don't let your partner make a decision for you, or a person that you think is your partner. You know what I'm saying? You evaluate the decision for yourself, and you ultimately make the choice of your own. Everybody got a choice. Don't ever feel peer pressured into doing anything. If it don't feel right in your gut, if you know it ain't right in the back of your mind, the answer is hell to the no. And last but not least, man, everybody that supports the channel, everybody that supports the podcast, the Keep It Funky Show, man, I definitely appreciate y'all. I love y'all. This episode was a little bit rough around the edges, but, you know, we got through it, man, and we going to push it through just like that, raw and uncut. We ain't doing no editing or none of that. You know what I'm saying? So everybody who tapped into the episode, man, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Y'all the real MVPs, and we're going to keep pushing this content out, and we're going to keep making it crack. You know what I'm saying? We ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, with that being said, all the youngsters, all the kids out there, man, keep your nose clean. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that needs, you know, that got any questions they want to ask me or anything like that, as far as if you got a kid that's, you know, needs some direction, or if you know what I mean? If they need a talking to, you know what I'm saying, from somebody who's really stomped down and lived it the whole way through, you know what I'm saying, the solid way, you know what I'm saying, the official way, you know what I'm saying, tap in, man, I got you, man, you know what I mean? But like I said, man, until next time, man, it's your boy R2, man. Peace, love, one.